Hello students, hope all of you are doing good and staying safe. In this session we are going to start with a new chapter, that is probability. That is chapter number 15 in your textbook. Now, we have studied probability in standard 9, but there is a difference, a technical difference. In standard 9, the probability what you studied is called as a empirical probability. That means experiments are performed, the results are undertaken, they are listed and presented to you in a table. Then you have to use that table to find the probability of any event. Now, in this particular probability, you will have to theoretically perform that experiment, note down the results, and then yourself have to find that particular probability. So, let us start to understand the experimental probability, what we are going to study in standard 10th. Right. First, what does probability mean? So, we can say probability is possibilities or chances of an event of a random experiment. Now, what is a random experiment? An activity whose outcomes are known an activity whose outcomes are known, but which of them will occur is not known. Right? For example, tossing a coin. Now, when you flip a coin, when you toss a coin, you know the outcomes are going to be head or a tail. But which of them is going to fall down, that is something what we don't know. So, that is a random experiment. Next, throwing a dice. When you throw a dice, you know that your random experiment can be, the outcomes can be numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 or 6, right? But which of them is going to occur is not known. So we can say that is a random experiment, right? We can say a cricket match. Right? Or any other sport match. In case of a cricket match, we know that a team A can win, a team B can win. It may be a tie, right? It may be that rain falls and the match is stopped. So, we know that in any of these outcomes can be possible, but which of them is finally going to occur is not known. So, such experiments are going to be referred as what? We can say random experiments, right? And whatever outcomes we see over there, they are labeled as events, right? They are labeled as what? Events, right? So, introduction to probability is that it is possibilities or chances of an event of a random experiment. What is a random experiment? An activity whose outcomes are known in advance, but which of them will occur is not known. For which we take an example of tossing a coin, throwing a dice, or we can say a cricket match. In each of these particular activities, we know what the final outcomes are going to be, but we don't know which of them are going to finally occur, right? So please take down this much, then we can proceed to another definitions. Okay. Before we proceed further, let us look at the formula for finding the probability for any event. Right? We look at the formula or the classical definition, right? Where we see that probability of any event, right? P stands for probability. The capital alphabet what I write inside the bracket indicates the event. So probability of an event will be the number of favorable outcomes upon total outcomes, right? The number of favorable outcomes upon what? Total outcomes, right? Here, suppose I indicate the number of favorable outcomes as R and the total outcomes as N. So probability of the event will be what? R upon N. The number of favorable outcomes can be minimum R, right? The number of favorable outcomes, that is R, can be minimum be equal to 0 and be maximum be equal to what? N. So, the probability can be minimum 0 and maximum be equal to 1. Probability of any event can be minimum be equal to what? 0 and be maximum be equal to what? 1. So, that is a classical definition of probability, or the formula as we are going to use it throughout the chapter, that probability of any event is equivalent to the number of favorable outcomes upon the total number of outcomes. Right? So please take it down, then we can proceed. Now we proceed to different types of events. Right. First, elementary events. Events having only one outcome. Are called as what? Elementary events. So suppose we consider a bank. Having blue, red and a yellow ball. Right? One has to pick one ball out of the bag. Right? So when one is going to pick out a single ball out of the bag, you can have either a blue ball, a yellow ball or a red ball. So each of these events of picking out a ball is going to be what? An elementary event. Why elementary event? Because it is going to be supported by only one single outcome, that is either a blue, a yellow or a red ball. So what is the probability I pick out, say for example, a blue ball? The B I am writing indicates blue. So probability that I pick out a blue ball will be 1 upon 3. Now why 1 upon 3? Because the total number of balls in the bags is what? 3. And how many balls are blue? So I can say 1. So probability of getting a blue ball 1 upon 3. Same way. Probability of getting a red ball 1 upon 3. Probability of getting a yellow ball 1 upon 3. Right. So these events of picking out a single ball from the bag is going to be considered to be an elementary event. There is also one more thing you are going to see over here, is that for each of the elementary events the probability is the same. Right. Each of them is what? 1 upon 3. So I can also refer these events as equally likely events. Right. What is it? Equally likely events. So please take down this much, then we can write that also. That is going to be first elementary events. Please note it down, then we can proceed. These events are also called as what? Equally likely events. So as the name suggests, you will see that there is an equal probability for each of these events to occur. So we can say they are equally likely events, right? And sum of all probabilities of all elementary events is what? 1. So sum of all probabilities of all elementary events is going to be what? 1. Right? Here we can see the probability for blue plus red plus yellow is 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3. That is 3 by 3, that is equal to 1. So probability of getting a blue plus probability of getting a red plus probability of getting a yellow is going to be 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3, which is going to be 3 by 3, which is further going to be equal to 1. So that is why sum of all probabilities of all the elementary events in a random experiment is 1. Right? So please note down up till here. Then we can proceed to the next type. Right, the next event is going to be a complementary event or a not event. Right, now the basic way to find out probability, there is, we can say, a series of steps you have to perform. The first step being you have to perform a random experiment theoretically. So suppose we throw a dice. When we throw a dice, there are 6 possible outcomes. Right, we'll make a list of those outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is the list of the outcomes when we throw a dice. Okay. Now, suppose A is the event, that number on dice is even. right? So who are the favorable outcomes? The favorable outcomes are going to be 2, 4 and 6, right? So the complementary event or bar A or not A, right? The complementary event of A will be represented by this symbol, writing a bar sign over the alphabet A, will be event that number on dice is not even, right? Is not even. Now if the number is not even, what is the type of number? It is odd, right? Then who are the favorable outcomes? 1, 3 and 5. Who are the favorable outcomes? 1, 3 and 5. So we can say for the event A, where the number on the dice is even, the complementary event A will be the number on the dice is not even. That is why they are also referred as not events, right? What is the probability of A? First, the number of favorable outcomes 3, total outcomes 6. Then probability of not A, 3 by 6. I can reduce that to become 1 by 2. Now probability of A plus probability of not A, right, is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is equal to what? 1. ठीक है ना? So always probability of A plus probability of not A is equal to what? 1. Probability of an event plus the probability of not event is always equal to what? 1. That is the concept, or that is the formula we need to remember even for our MCQs and objective questions, right? So kindly note it down, then we can proceed to the next topic. Okay, the next type of events are something what you have also seen in standard 9 will be first. Right, impossible events will be events whose probability is 0. Right? An event whose probability is going to be 0 is referred as an impossible event. The sun rising in the west, that is impossible, so probability of that event is going to be 0. Right? Or in other words, we can say it is an impossible event. Same way, a certain event whose probability is 1 is going to be referred as what? A certain event. Right? That means getting a number less than 7 when you throw a dice. So we know that eventually when you throw a dice, there can be 6 possible outcomes and each of these outcomes is less than 7. So we can say it is a certain event. And if I refer to the previous topic, I can say that an impossible event and a certain event are complementary events. That means the probability of an impossible event plus the probability of a certain event is always equal to 1. So we can say that impossible and certain events are also referred collectively as complementary events. Right? So these are the types of events what you have to study while doing probability. Right? So please take down this much. Then we have a brief revision of what we have done and also what are the basic steps to find the probability. Right? Please. So up till now, what we studied is probability is possibilities or chances of finding probabilities, possibilities or chances of what events of a random experiment. Now what are random experiments? Activities in which outcomes are already known but which of them will occur is not known. Right? We saw the classical definition of probability where probability of any event is equal to total number of favorable outcomes upon the total outcomes. the minimum value for probability 0, the maximum value is going to be what? 1. So in any case, probability cannot be a negative value, or probability cannot be a value greater than 1. Right? It can be a fraction value like 1 upon 3, 1 upon 2, 2 upon 3, 5 upon 7, so on. But the value of that particular fraction cannot be greater than 1. Right? Okay. Also, we saw the various types of events. We saw elementary events. We saw equally likely events. Then we saw complementary events. And finally we saw the impossible and the certain events. Okay. Now I show you the basic steps to find the probability of any given event. Right? First thing what you have to decide is what will be the total number of outcomes. Right? Next, decide favorable outcomes for any given event. Right? Suppose this is R and total events are what? N. Always R is less than N or equal to N, or minimum R is 0. Minimum R is what? 0. Maximum it is equal to what? 1. Right, that is why we had that probability is minimum value is what? 0, and maximum value is going to be what? 1. So always decide the total number of outcomes, then decide the favorable outcomes. Right? Next, total number of outcomes n. Then you will see that the value for R minimum 0, maximum n. Right? And then of course we can say that the probability of the event will be what? R upon n. Right? Okay. Now, it is quite possible that a coin is flipped once, right, or flipped twice, or flipped thrice, and so on. In that situation, what will be the total number of outcomes? If a coin is flipped once, or tossed once, then your outcomes are head-tail. That is what? 2. If a coin is tossed one time, then there will be 2 outcomes, that is head and tail, head or tail. Coin tossed twice will be head tail cross head tail. So total 4 outcomes. Coin tossed thrice will be head tail cross head tail cross head tail. That is how many? Total of 8 outcomes. Now how do you write these 4 outcomes? Right. This is HH, HT, TH and TT. Now is there a difference when we are writing HT and TH? Yes. HT means first head and then tail. Right. And TH means first tail and then a head. right? That is a difference. So when you're flipping a coin twice, first you get a head and then a tail, and first you get a tail then a head is a different outcome, right? Same way, when you're tossing it 3 times, how are you going to see those outcomes? They are going to be H H H, H T H, T H H, and T T H, followed by H H T, H T T, T H T, and T T T. Right? That is for 3 times. So please take down this much, and then we proceed to seeing outcomes when a dice is thrown twice. Right? Please. So when a dice is going to be thrown twice, the total outcomes are going to be 6 into 6. That is what? 36. Right? It's not going to be 6 plus 6. It is going to be 6 into 6. That is going to be 36. What will be those outcomes? 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. Same way, 2, 1, 2, 2, up till 2, 6. 3, 1, up till 3, 6. Right? 4, 1, up till 4, 6. 5, 1, up till 5, 6. And finally 6, 1, up till 6, 6. Right? So total of what? 36 outcomes which can be listed in this particular manner. Right? So please note down this much, and this will be the introduction to probability for chapter number 15. Right? In our next session, we will continue with the sums based on probability. Till then, thank you.